The tail end of summer means that hurricane season is starting to heat up. And while it's not a direct thing here in the tri-state, we know so many of you guys travel. So here's kind of the general outlook. So as we begin August, you start ramping up and seeing a lot more named storms developing and even those legitimate hurricanes out in the Atlantic Ocean. But it really breaks down to where do we see most of those formation zones whenever it comes to the month of August. So to the Atlantic we go. You know, this general region, I mean, you're talking about a huge basin here. It's, the likely area of development, but we can really kind of fine tune it here and give you some of those more likely zones for tropical storms, depressions, and eventually some of those hurricanes. More likely zones popping up here on the map. You can see that track that leads up through Texas and then a lot of the Bahamas, the greater, the lesser Antilles. But the most likely areas of development whenever it comes to the month of August is well out near kind of Puerto Rico and then heading down that chain of islands. This, though, once they begin, there are kind of two main tracks that we have to watch, and the most favored tracks. Track A is this one that comes really kind of south of Cuba and rolls up into Texas. That's a lot like the track that we saw with Hurricane Harvey last year. That was that major Cat 4 hurricane. Then you have other hurricane tracks that some even go into Florida, not as favored there, but the final track C, last year we had Hurricane Gert, which became a Category 2 hurricane. That one stays off the coast. They typically ride right around the edge of that Bermuda high. So that's August in a nutshell. Here are some of the Atlantic storm names that we will be watching for this year. And as always, we'll keep an eye on that local forecast, but also keep an eye on those destination spots that so many of you fly to.